Hi guys, good morning to you. Today the last part, that is I am going to explain here, that is chapter 1 poem, that is The Heart of the Tree. The last paragraph, the last stanza that I am going to explain that. Let us hear the last stanza. What does the poet say? The poet asks the same questions in this stanza also. But in this final stanza, he becomes more philosophical and more argumentative. He argues more and more thoughtful he becomes, and philosophical he becomes. According to him, the man who plants a tree, he plants the tree with a sense of loyalty. With a sense of loyalty means with faithfulness, he plants a tree. So he loves his family and the entire universe. Since he loves his family and entire universe, that's why he plants a tree. He wanted to save this universe. He wanted to save his family. Because of that only he plants a tree. The last stanza gives the pure idea of a man who plants a tree. He plants because of this reason. That's let us see how we are going to clarify and classify this last stanza according to the poet, what he explains about this. Let us see. He is concerned about the future of the earth. The man who plants a tree, because he plants, he is very much concerned about the future of the earth. The third point that you have to keep in mind. He plants trees so that a human being can get food from the plants, sap and leaves. Human being can get the food from plants, sap and leaves, because he can make food. He can get food from these plants. He can get medicine from these plants. He can get firewood from these plants. He can make furniture from this tree of the logs. All sorts of things he is getting. After all, he is getting most important thing, that is called oxygen, that I have been telling you from the beginning of my teaching. Besides, he can get wood for his use. And even the poet thinks about the future of the society, future generation, forthcoming generation. He is thinking about that. And what will happen in the world without plants? If plants are not there in this earth, what will be the situation of this earth? That's the third stanza is very important stanza that we have to understand in our lives. So what will happen to the world without plants? Do you think ever? Have you ever thought of this? If you have not thought of this, today itself you think of this. Then what about, he says, even the poet thinks about the future of the society, and therefore the man who plants a tree has been described as a godlike. One who plants a tree, he is described as a godlike. The poet, he is explained that Henry Cowner Barner, that he says that one who plants a tree, he is a godlike person because he is helping to the universe to survive. He is helping to his family to survive. He is helping to neighbor to survive. So all sorts of things he does. So that's why he is telling that a man who is planting a tree, he is a godlike. So he is indicated by use of capital letter, that is H. He is giving the capital letter H here. Why he is mentioning the H here in the capital letter? In the 24th line, then you count it. By planting a trees, he showers his blessing on the neighborhood. By planting a tree, he showers his blessing in the neighborhood. Why? Because he also extends the neighborhood his love and concern. Because through these plants, they get shade, they get oxygen, they get fruit, everything that is helpful for his neighbor. So he holds the future progress of humankind, and he is in his hand. He is and in his hand. Because of his and because of him, the universe will survive. So our land will become barren without trees if we don't plant a tree. So here poet is advising every one of us to plant a tree. If we don't plant a tree, then our universe will become barren. So our land will become barren without trees. The poet becomes more anxious and could see that the growth of the universe is possible only by planting the tree. The growth of the universe will possible. The green land, the green universe will arise when we plant the trees. That he says. His last intention is that everyone should plant trees. Each one of us should plant trees in order to make this universe green, make this universe survive, make this universe grow. If there is no plant, no life. That is true, 100% true. So these are the explanations from stanza 1 to stanza 3 that 3 videos already have made. Those who want to understand this this poem, they can see these 3 videos, video 1, video 2, video 3. You will get that English, Sing English Amas, that is my channel. When you open, you will get all sorts of things. So that's why let us promise here today, let us promise, take oath that we should plant a tree for the betterment of the society, betterment of the universe, betterment of our neighborhood. Thank you very much.